let's start with today's introduction. So, first of all, hello and good afternoon, everyone. So, Jahan College introduces you to the biggest and the most happening cultural committee, which is the Social and Dramatic Union. Now, SDU organizes Shout, the biggest intercollegiate festival Mumbai has ever seen, now going pan India, is where we have a wide range of events, something for everyone to participate in and witness a series of pre events and fantastic celebrities and judges coming. The SDU truly aims at being the pinnacle of its representation, the best at everything it takes on. So Shout is happening on the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th of December this year. So I hope you all join in huge numbers. So now an event or a fest is incomplete with our sponsors. So I'd like to introduce our in association sponsor Mensa for this year. Now, Mensa is basically a 20-minute live conversational learning app. That's a perfect place with unlimited opportunities to connect with people from all around the globe and learn skills help your careers. If you ever find yourself in trouble regarding, some topic or something you want to learn more about, you can create your own circle and have an insightful conversation. And we are very proud that we are having Ebentis as a platform partner for Shout 2021. Now, Ebentis is a company which has successfully uplifted hundreds of events through and before the pandemic. And we are really excited to host Shout on this platform. So, Pankaj Advani has won more world titles in Q Sports than anyone else, making him the greatest Qist of all time. This year, he won his 24th world title when he triumphed at the IBSF 6 Red Snooker World Cup with a victory over Pakistan's Babar in the final. He's the only Qist to have won the Asian and World Championships in all formats of billiards and snooker. He has the maximum IBSF World Championships in billiards and snooker. I'll straight away start with the simple question that how do you feel, achieving so much that I read, bought time again, took a lot of time to read the achievements. So how do you feel like at such a young age, what is that feeling of these achievements, sir?
First of all, I would like to say a big hello to the SDU and thank you, Naman, for that wonderful introduction. Just like any other youngster, I was exposed to sports like table tennis, cricket, basketball, badminton, and my family was in Kuwait. And I'm sure many of you have watched the film Airlift, where a lot of people who were based in the Kuwait, the Indians and locals had to, go away from, the country because of Iraq's invasion in 1990, August. And we were on our way back from the US, and we could have easily chosen Mumbai as a city to, be based in because most of our relatives were there. And Dad just really liked Bangalore as a place because of the weather and the fact that it was a very calm place. And somehow we found a building which was just 2 minutes away from the snooker club where my brother Shri started playing this game in 96. And I used to just follow him out of curiosity. Yaar, kya khel raha hai? What is he doing? I want to see. This is a totally different sport. And at that time, definitely not considered a mainstream sport. Well, even today, people have that view, but I would beg to differ. And so I followed him for 3 weeks. I was not allowed to play. I was really short at that time. And finally, I said, you know what, I'm going to take my first shot. And the moment I struck the ball, I observed everything for 3 weeks. The ball, I got the shot right into the pocket, into the heart of the pocket. And from that time, I knew that there was something special about this sport. I was obsessed, I was passionate, and I never looked back from there.
How have you dealt with it when you were at home? Because over a year there weren't any matches, if I am not wrong, right? Over a year, all the tournaments were cancelled. And how did you dealt with that? And how were you active or motivated during the whole pandemic?
Naman, the first 2 months, I don't know if everybody else thought the same, but I definitely thought that this will just take 2 to 3 months and, we'll be done with it. Then we realized, oh my God, there's a second wave that has come. And then the second lockdown. Now, the first lockdown, there was still some novelty. People said, okay, yeah, chalo, anyway, we've been so busy in our lives. Just take it easy, sit at home, lockdown, go for your walks, be with family, help in daily chores. I started doing a little bit of jharu katka as well, things like that. And it's okay, it's good because you're doing different things, you're contributing to the house, things that we never did before. As guys, you'll understand that. So the second lockdown then became a little more challenging because people were fed up. Now what do we do? Fortunately, I think I play a sport where you have to be very comfortable being alone. So when somebody asks me, are you lonely? I would say, no, I'm not lonely. I can live alone, but I'm happy being alone also. Of course, I'd love to have my people around me as much as possible. But the game is such that in any sport, you need to be by yourself to gather your thoughts and to internalize instead of looking outward for validation. So I just felt for those few months, there were bigger issues to look at and to think about than my own individual career, because we were also in a way kind of selfish that, okay, apna kya fayda hai isme, let's just work towards our future, our family, our happiness, our benefit. But we never thought of the community at large. And I think that's what, COVID, over the few lockdowns that we've had in the last 1 year, I've been able to realize that we have to look out for each other and build our community together rather than being, self-absorbed.
Moving on to the next question. Now, these are some basic questions, some personal questions which I like to ask. That if you had to, if you were given a chance, what would you prefer, like living in our 20th century or the era before social media? What would you?
Personally, I think the era before. I joke around with my wife and some of my friends. I tell them that I think, born a century too late. I should have been born earlier. Look, but I'll tell you what, social media has its advantages. Technology has a lot of advantages. But there are also a lot of problems that have occurred due to these things. I think we've lost out on that personal time with each other. The basic social interpersonal relationships are now lacking. The people skills have gone down drastically thanks to, all our virtual interactions and video calls and social media posts.
So I had this last question, that from whom do you take the inspiration? It can be anyone. It can be some family member, or it can be some celebrity or some sportsman or woman, anyone.
My coach, Arvind Savur, has been a great guiding force, a philosopher, guide, a father figure to me, because I lost my father at a very early age. I was just 6 years old. And I never realized the impact of that loss. And my mother also never made me realize that, you have a single parent who's going to take care of you for the rest of your life. But I think Mr. Arvind Savur took me at a time when I was really young, and he made me the player I am today. And he didn't charge me a single penny for it. Now, there are people like that who exist in this world, who do things just out of passion, out of selflessness. And the fact that he never won a world title, he realized his dream through me. There are such good, kind-hearted people in this world. And that's what I would like to share with all of you, watching this, listening to this, that never forget to, do those good deeds and be helpful to people when you can.
I have just one last question, a small question, that any piece of advice you'd like to give, to the upcoming billiards or snooker players coming, or the youngsters playing this game? Any one piece of advice?
I would just like to say that play because you love doing it. When I started, as I said, I played various sports in school, at the school level, and I was reasonably good at it. But when you're playing a particular sport, it could be anything. It could be even billiards, snooker, it could be shooting, archery, whatever. It should come from within. And only when it comes from within that, your that undying passion and that desire that I want to do something, I want to play this because I love doing it. Today, a lot of people ask me, they say, after winning 24 world titles, more than 10 Asian titles, Asian Games gold medals, you won everything. Now what's there for you? What keeps you going? And for me, the answer is very simple. I love playing my sport. It gives me immense joy. I love representing my country. I love winning for my country. And it's in that order. Trust me, winning for my country comes afterwards. But love for the game and passion for what I do is what really keeps me going. So if you're doing it, do it for the passion. Don't do it for the name, fame, or rewards, because then you're just doing it for the wrong reasons. And it'll never come from the deepest place in your heart. And I'm sure, I wish that all of you find that calling, and that one thing that makes you want to wake up at 6 or 7 in the morning. That one thing that you will go places for and make sacrifices for.
So let we come to an end to this amazing talk show. Thank you so much, Pankaj sir, for your time, and I'll definitely make my friends jealous by showing them this recording. So it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on board on this talk show, and we hope and we hope there are many sportsmen or women coming up here and sharing their experiences. So thank you so much, guys, for coming and watching this amazing talk show. See you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pankaj.